Hey everyone, so that was our new alert system for the cryptocurrency space, and we will be integrating stocks into that eventually. That's a bit of a longer term goal for us, so something to keep an eye out for, and we will certainly let you know when stocks are a part of Trader Pro. Checking in on the MJ sector, so more red out there today. The headline at the end of the day was that ACB CEO Terry Booth stepping down, getting pushed out, staying on the board, but getting the boot, basically. So the sector is remaining pretty weak. The S&P 500 hit new all-time highs today. The sector didn't care. There's your news right there. And I ended up stopping out of my CGC swing trade position. Initially made an entry a few days ago. Stop was 21.34 and stopped out of that position today. So the last 3 years, 2017, 18, and 19, by far, my most profitable ticker traded was CGC. And I'm talking like 1,000% more plus than what my second most profitable ticker was. I was very comfortable with it. Even in the downtrend, even in the significant pullback, I was playing these oversold bounces and doing well with it. We're now in a market environment where I am losing trading CGC. I am in the red for 2020, and this basically sums up 2020 for me, where CGC has been my horse for years. I'm in the red, and I know to look elsewhere. And Tesla has provided, at this point, I mean, Tesla's pretty much given me a half a year maker in the first 5 weeks of trading. So that's recognition of saying, okay, this is no longer working. If I were going to be trading CGC the same as I had been in previous years, I would just keep giving away money and I'd be giving back my profit consistently. But I recognize things are different. I recognize it's not going well for me, and I pump the brakes on CGC and I pump the gas where there is more opportunity. So that's just my style as a trader, and why over the years I have preached how people need to branch out to other sectors to not just be a one-trick pony, because there are times where, even right now, bears have control, absolutely, but even they are bored and not making any significant moves, as we don't have a ton of volatility, and every day has a solid hourly move up, hourly move down. In the end, the bears are winning that, but they still have to sit through those hourly moves up every morning as well. So 21.34 broke. We are clearly in a daily downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Now we're looking down at 21 psychological and 2014. Anything under 24.40 is just a daily lower high. We could bounce 10% tomorrow and still be in a daily lower high pattern. APHA, bear flag on the daily confirmed. Closed near the low of the day, pretty much 4 out of the last 5 days in a row. We have broken any nearby support. We're now looking at 438. I guess we do have one level left. Broke it by a penny, but 438, 436 is right there, and then nothing to $4, and then 376. So a lack of support in this area, and bulls have just been unable to do anything since we topped out at $6 and saw that sell the news event from the bearish reaction to news from the unknown investor putting in significant capital into APHA. Forgot Cron. So Cron dropping down, breaking support as well. Short-term support was 702, 7 psychological. Remember how tough that resistance was? And I talked about how easy it was to just short $7. There was a point in time where that was just the play. Short Cron at $7. Well, now we bounced off that level, previous resistance, acting as support multiple times, on the verge of breaking it. Then at 663 after that, lower highs and lower lows continue. 64 is a daily lower high. TLRY held support. If the bulls can hold 1682 and break 1854, they will shift momentum on the daily time frame in a way that other names have not been able to see in the near term. That would give us a weekly higher low if that could happen, but have to see a bull break of 1854, and that is still about 4% plus away. OGI, lower high and lower low, closed near the low of the day, 246 breaking, back in the gap fill with 226 the only support level nearby. Anything under 266 is now a daily lower high. Hexo, still trying to get its bounce going. Resistance is 140. Bulls have to hold the low of 124 and break 140 to try and change this daily trend. VFF, look at that rejection from 580. We did break 580 by 2 pennies. Zero follow through into a sell the event. Or I should say a sell the break reaction. Look at that gap. That tells you there is no liquidity in VFF. If you're going to break 580 and have the next candlestick open, you close that candle at 582 and you open at 576, that's a 1% move between where you closed one candle and seconds later where you open the next. It shows a ton of illiquidity. The volume for that candle was less than $6,000 traded in 5 minutes. So that just shows you, if you have gaps on the 5-minute time frame, and there are multiple gaps on this chart, it tells you no one's trading this name. There is a lack of volume, total volume on the day. Let's see, the average volume, 20-day average volume, still around 5 million shares traded, or $5 million traded. Surprising to see 5-minute gaps on a name that's still trading multiple millions of dollars a day. Either way, 580 is a double top, and we're looking down at 537, and 525 is the only short-term support levels. Close at the low of the day like many individual names. Perhaps the MJ sector, as ACB was halted, maybe the MJ sector anticipating bearish news from ACB, which we got. Maybe the market will respond to that bearish or bullish. It's the same. You put that news out on ACB, and if we're in a bullish market cycle, it's probably going to react bullish. But because we're in a bearish market cycle, it's probably going to react bearish. It's almost like the news matters less. The market cycle matters more. Labs with the bear break, daily bear flag confirmed with the break of 270. Next support level is down at 260. And then down to 250 psychological. Anything on the daily chart under 308 is now a daily lower high. VLNS looked a little bit different. It fended off that daily bear flag with that lower wick yesterday, and here we are breaking short-term resistance. Completely different direction the last 2 days on Labs and VLNS, both extraction plays, and VLNS benefiting. So a little bit of a shift. Now it's all about 376 resistance as the bulls are attempting to see a bounce on the weekly chart. And that's Canadian MJ. Not much going on for the bulls out there. Bears continually slowly grinding away. IIPR continuing its daily bull break to higher highs. Resistance still in the 96, 70s. Not much follow through. If we see a bear break of 94.84, the low of today, we need a daily higher low to form compared to 88.92 to stay in the daily uptrend. But again, compared to what the sector is doing, bulls will gladly take these small bull grind days up. Curaleaf broke the low of yesterday. Short-term support is 886, and we broke that by 1 penny. But I am viewing this as a 2-day time frame to condense things down, and we've got our low, high, higher low, lower high, scouting a higher low compared to 811 on Curaleaf. CWEB is all bears. Daily time frame, lower highs and lower lows continue. Only support is 862, and then the all-time low of 833. And we never saw a convincing daily trend change. We saw pretty much a bounce, sideways continuation, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Anything under 993 is a daily lower high. Bears still in complete control of CWEB. IAN had a big flush down today. Break of 175 likely triggered some stops. Bulls did buy that dip. Let's see if that was just an end of the day move. It was. We'll see who gets follow through tomorrow. We know those end of the day bull moves usually don't see a whole lot of follow through. Anything under $2 is a daily lower high. CL, big upper wick, profit taking, double bottom at 738 and 741, but bulls not proving anything here. TRUL, sideways the last few days, condense it to the 2-day time frame. We're looking for a 2-day higher low compared to 1292. If we can see a bull break of $14, previous support now resistance, then we're likely seeing that 2-day higher low set. GTII, 1133 was support. We broke that level. The red flag on GTII was this day right here, where we had a base of support battling to hold 1250. We lost it, closed at the low on increased bear volume, and it's been all bears since then. And Harv heading down to 352 and 354. No sign of the bulls. Bears in control. That's where we stand in the sector. Again, it's the kind of thing where I don't ever completely give up on the sector. Just like when cryptocurrency pulled back 85% from the high, didn't give up on it, patiently waited 14 months or whatever it took, and then we went hundreds of percents. But the MJ space, again, not going to give up on it, not going to trade it until we see some kind of clarity and high probability setups. but I will be keeping an eye on it on a daily basis until we see a catalyst. We might have to wait. We might have to wait 4 to 5 months, mid to end summer, until we start heading into the fall and into the election season. That might be how long we have to wait for a shift in momentum in this sector. Not to say that we're just going to dump for 5 or 6 months, but just choppy action, no real bull follow through, and not a lot of interest. You see the volume continue to taper off in this sector. It means active traders like myself are trading elsewhere and we're putting our capital elsewhere. And that means it's a self-fulfilling prophecy to a certain degree. There's a ton of volatility somewhere and a ton of volume. More traders flock to that name. If there's less and less, more traders leave that name. And that's where we stand right now in the sector. A bit of a ghost town. Won't always be like this, but that's the way it is right now. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a good rest of your day. Do good things. We'll end it here with a little winter scene at the bird feeder and a squirrel who impressively climbs a glass window on a daily basis to get to this feeder. He failed about 4 days in a row before he figured out his climbing route that he would continuously take, and now he certainly deserves it.